I'm looking a bit bright today. I'll keep saying hello to get rid of those adverts that come on. Hang on. I'm not even on my laptop yet. Just bear with me. Oops. I've got my laptop on loud. So I hope you're okay this morning. A very big welcome to round 15 of Coffee and Card. This is something like week 79, I believe, of doing Coffee and Card every Tuesday. As you can see, I am at home today. I've decided to save my petrol. I did manage to get some on Saturday, but I didn't put a lot in because I'm trying to be kind and sensible. And make sure there's enough for other people. But I do think it's easing up a little bit where we are. But anyway, I stayed at home for today and yesterday just to save some petrol and prioritise things when I need to go to places. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to say hello. Whoops. There we go. We're on, we're in. Okie doke, let's see who is on. I've got a little bit of shine there from the lamp. I might not even need it, but anyway, it's just shining on the stamp set. So who's on? Hi, Karen. Yes, I'm looking forward to you taking part. It's been a while. Hi, Jill and Jill. Hi, Ali. Oh, that's lovely. So I've got 9 on, so please, if you can do your thumbs up, you know I would love that. Let me just sort out here. So we are on with a new round of Coffee and Card. I've got my coffee. In fact, I'm going to move that because it's in a very precarious place. And yeah, I am at home today, back in the office tomorrow to pack a few kits and things. Hi, Maria. So this round is another Christmas card round, and it's a little bit more traditional than the penguin one. We had a lot of love for the penguins, but we are on with the traditional Christmas season. Now, this is a stamp set that was included in people's kits. It obviously doesn't include greetings, okay? And greetings are important on a card. So I am using the Christmas to remember. If you have that, you can use it. The Holly Jolly Wishes would probably work just as well. So yes, let's get cracking. You also got included the papers. Now, we're not using the papers today, but we are next week. I've tried to alternate them. You got included the Evening Evergreen ink pad. Okay, now this is really good to use because stamped off, it looks a bit like Soft Succulent. You will need as well Real Red for the berries and also Early Espresso. So let's go through today's little card kit, which now I had a little bit of a boo-boo when I did mine, and today we're going to do some stamping, quite a bit of stamping and a bit of cutting out. Now this is today's card. I didn't intend to have these spots, and I don't actually really like them. I should have maybe flicked ink on with a water brush, but I had a bit of a boo-boo with some ink on my fingers and I tried to cover it up, but I don't really want those spots there. I just intended for it to be like that. It's quite a minimalist card in places, but it's to get us used to doing some of the stamping today. Oh, I've got 12 of you watching. Thank you. Please do say hello and let me know where you're from. So if you don't already know, we are using the Christmas season on page 18 of the mini catalogue. And I've teamed it with the Christmas to Remember stamps. Now this label here, if you didn't go for option B, this label, this one, look, it fits there perfectly, and that's what we're using. It's from these, the Christmas season bundle. It's from these dies and the seasonal labels, and they are very, very good. There's lots of nice labels, and of course they cut out the pine cones and things like that. Now today, when I do my coffee and cards, not everybody gets option B. Some people just choose to have option A. So I cut my things out with scissors, just to show those customers that you don't have to have the dies, but it does make life easier. So in your pack, you've got a soft, succulent card base. Then you have a real red mat. Now, if you're crafting along, this measures 13.8 by 9.5. Now, for those of you who have these little books and you write your measurements down, which I strongly recommend, you can tell that that's a centimetre smaller than the card. So the card is 14.8 by 10.5, and I've just come down 1 centimetre, which means we get a lovely border of 0.5 centimetre all the way around. And then, so this piece is 9 by 13.3. So then I've just come down 0.5 centimetre and we get that lovely border. Oh, Nicola, hey, just glad to have you here watching along. Or can picture having your nice little cuddles. And then you have a piece of spare white card, and it's exactly the same size as the other. Did that just to make life a bit easier for you. And this is for your pine cones and for your holly leaves. And you know, I probably could have given you half the amount, but I've put this piece in so that you have a little bit of extra in case of any errors. But we don't have errors. No. Okay, it would be useful for you to have a mat for stamping on. So I'm going to start by stamping the holly and the pine cones, and I'll show you which stamps I am using today. I'm going to use these two, and this is a 2-step stamping. So it stamps the pine cone and then the smaller one. So I'm going to use those. So it's 4 stamps. Quite a lot of stamps today, actually. Then I'm going to use this one. You could actually use this with it, but I've just used it on its own. We could have a go. And then obviously the holly leaves. So quite a bit of stamping today and a few block changes. So I'm going to get my stamps out. Put them all here to the side. Might even get this one out that goes with the full. I've not used that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 stamps today, plus the sentiment stamp. Hi Wendy, frozen food delivery. Oh, no problem. Glad you enjoyed Saturday. I did as well. It was a lot of work on Thursday. I filmed everything on Thursday and uploaded it on Thursday. But it was worth it. So let's grab a block and let's get the holly. Now, the hollies are attached on this stamp, but I do believe that the dies, when you cut them out, separate them. I don't know if I brought the dies home with me. Anyway, I don't know if I did because I knew I'd be cutting out. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink up with the Evening Evergreen. Now this is very dark, so I'm going to stamp on my grid to show you how dark it is. Look how dark it is. And I think I might stamp it 2nd generation here. And it's still quite dark and it's got like that watercolour effect. So it's up to you how dark you go with it. I'm happy with that. This is quite dark, but again, it's options. We've got options, and it will be very juicy if it's the first time that you've used it. Okay, so I'm happy with those. I'm happy with where they are. Now, I've done a bit of experimenting with the pine cones. Let me grab a couple of blocks, and I'm going to take the larger two. So one of them does like the more solid, so I'll show you on the stamp set. So this one here is the more solid part of the pine cone, and this is in the paler colour, and then this bit's like the accent, and this is in a darker colour. Now I've tried sort of both ways. I've tried doing this one first, then this one, and or this one, and I've had differing results, so it's sort of trial and error. But you know, every pine cone on the tree, or every pine cone that's dropped off the tree, looks different. That's my theory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the accent one. So it's a slightly smaller one first, with full early espresso. Full, when I say full, I mean I'm not stamping off. Okay, so full on espresso. Like that. And yeah, it looks a bit weird. And then what I'm going to do is stamp the accent one on the espresso, but I'm going to stamp it off. And I'm going to press quite hard. And then I'm going to try and lay it over the top and fit it in. Like that. Not too bad. So what I might do is try it again the other way and see which better result I get. So I'm going to stamp that off. Stamp it on here like that. And then take the accent one and see if this is, this probably, you can sort of see where it fits a bit better. Like that. And I think I like this one better. Okay. And I've still got room here. I've done two. I don't need two big ones there. Don't need those two. But I've still got room here to do my small one. So you've got room to play about a bit with it. Now, of course, if you have a crumb cake ink pad, you could use crumb cake instead of stamping off with the espresso. But I try and use the least ink pads I can to make it cost effective. Obviously, I only included the one in the kit, but some people had others from previous rounds. So I'm going to do the non-accent one, stamp off. Might have to turn it this way to fit it in, like that. And then the accent. I don't know if I'm fitting this in right. I don't feel confident with this one. I'm just going to go for it. And then I'm going to do it again and see if I find it easier this way. The accent. Yeah, I feel like I can see it better doing it this way. Let's go for that. That's not bad. Okie doke. I think a bit more practice is required for Julie on the Pinecones. They don't look too bad on the screen, actually. They look quite realistic and three-dimensional. So that's all we need to do on that stamping. And we can put our pine cones away. They look all right, Wendy, don't they? They don't look bad. What I am going to do is this here does come with a little accent, so I thought I might have a go on my grid paper with it. So I'm going to just have a practice on my grid before I do it on. I'm going to stamp this off. And it has this other piece. I think this goes with it. Oh yeah. Does it? I don't know if it does. I don't know where it fits. Let me do it that way. Like that. I don't even think this fits with this one. No, we won't do that. Or does it? Ah, I think it goes with the one underneath. Yeah, it goes with the one underneath. I've totally got the wrong stamp. I think this one's a standalone. This one goes with this one because it's got 5 leaves and that's got 6 and that doesn't work. So Julie's used the wrong stamp, but that's fine because I wasn't intending on using it anyway. So let us cut our holly and our best pine cones out. Oh, I've just put my finger in the early espresso ink pad. Woo! So for those of you who know I do musical theatre, it's been very exciting, but I started rehearsals last week for this. And I've not been able to get it out of my head. Little Shop of Horrors. So that's my homework. That's my book, and I've had to start learning again. It's like relearning things. So I think I'm going to use this one. If anybody wants to come and see it, it's in Bingley on the 6th to the 11th of December. So for the pine cones, they're not the easiest thing to cut out, but I'm just going to go around the edge and leave a little bit of white space. Like that. Oh, bless you, Jill. We are doing a Saturday matinee as well on the 11th, apparently. It's a lovely theatre. We rehearsed actually on the stage the other night. And it's very deceiving from the outside. It's all the seating's raised up. So, it goes up a step at a time. So for visually, what you can see, you've not really got, you've got someone in front of you, but they're down a step. So that's really good. Okay, so we've got 2 pine cones. And now to cut the holly out. You could stamp the holly. You could do this. You could have done it sort of direct and done some masking, but I try and make things easier. So you can cut these out separately, individually, to give you a little bit more flexibility. Okay, there, we've got that cut out. All right, so might stamp my label now, and I'm going to use Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Now with this one, it is a cling mount, so you cannot see through it, that's what I mean. I've not put my sticker on this one, so let's get the sticker on it. As I say, the Holly Jolly Wishes would work well with this if you've got that. I've not got it at the moment. I had to loan mine to one of my lovely customers because I've got a bit of a missing parcel. Yeah, it does go with the pointy leaf, Jill. Yeah. I did it wrong. I didn't work it out. So I've got my Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. There we go. Right, I'm going to have to watch my hands because I've got ink on them. And I don't want to have the same thing happen as with the original card. Right, so let's start to piece this together. Now, oh, I didn't get my glue out. We could stick the red one on straight away. That's fine to stick down. Oh, Jill, so the red rubber stamps, it's, you know, the red rubber's our trademark. I mean, obviously, as you know, we used to do the wood mount ones. And, you know, our photopolymer stamps stamp fantastic. But the red rubber is really, really good quality. And they tend to do the ones in photopolymer. I know, Maria. I need it though, that's why I've left it open. I need it for the succulent thing. The ones that they're doing photopolymer are ones that you need to have in a specific place. So yeah. Right, I'm going to put that to one side and grab a piece of white card. Now what I keep doing with this is use this to sort of put in place to see where you need things. Okay, so I want this down to the right hand corner almost, about maybe 3/4 of an inch from the bottom and maybe an inch from the right hand side, sort of there. And I look at it and then decide where I'm going to stamp everything. So we've not done the berries. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this succulent leaf up here. And when I say succulent, it's because I'm going to stamp it off so it looks like soft succulent. So this is the stamp here, this one. And I'm going to get the evening evergreen and then I can close it. I'm going to stamp it off on my mat and I'm going to think, right, I want that about there. So then I'll just move that and I'll go down with the stamp. And look, I've been quite uneven there with my stamping off, but I like that some of the leaves are a little bit darker than the others. So then I can put that back where it was. Yeah, like I'm happy with it. And then I think, right, I need these berries here. Ink pad close, Maria. Wow, I've got 16 on now. Please do say hi if you've just joined. And I'm going to ink up my berries. And I think, right, I want them about there. So I'm going to move that and then take that down like that. And then pop that back. Okay. And then it's just a case of popping the other elements around and seeing how you like it. You know, you don't have to have the pine cone stuck right out. They can be tucked behind the label. And that can go there like that. And that can go like that. You see, I'm quite happy with that now. This would look nice with some little sort of champagne rhinestones dotted about or something like that, I think. Yeah. Right, so what I do now is sort of take one thing off at once and glue them down. So the first one I'm going to take off is this pine cone from here. I'm only going to put glue on the bottom half of it and sort of slide it back under like that, but then remove that as I go. Take this one, pop that under there like that. Okay. Either side of the berries. Use your scissors or tweezers or anything that you like to use to pop them in. It's a mistletoe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right now. And that can go in there like that. And then all we need to do is take this off and grab some dimensionals. I have a little funny story to tell you about dimensionals. These, I'm sure if you use them, these get everywhere. Yep, everywhere. And this is a true story, and I'm going to put it on my social media because it's an absolutely true story. What is the furthest distance you've ever seen a dimensional back? I travelled to Cornwall and stayed in a caravan for a week. And on the first night, I spotted a dimensional back on the caravan floor in Cornwall. Now, these are very distinctive. You know, not everybody has these in their homes. And I thought, oh, that's so funny. How funny. And I took a photo. Okay. 1 month later, well, maybe 5 weeks later, I travelled to Santorini, one of the Greek islands. And you'll never guess what I found on the first day in the hotel room. Yep, a dimensional back on the floor. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? So it clearly travelled with me on my person or stuck to a bag or something. I don't think the people in the hotel in Santorini were Stampin' Uppers. But yeah, and I took a photo of it, of course. How funny is that? It just made me really laugh. So, luckily, I think I've got that on without any ink errors. Do you think Craig took it to make me feel... No, he said those things get everywhere, and he was right. So there we go. That is a card without any inky splatters. But what you could do, what would look really nice, is if you had a... If you like this technique, because not everybody likes this technique, is if you had a water brush and you tap it in your ink pad, you can flick some ink on by tapping your water brush or marker pen, and you can have a few ink splats or some little gems dotted around. Some red ones or some champagne ones, I'm sure, would look lovely. But there is today's card. Let me bring my lamp in. I've got this new lovely lamp. There we go. Wink of Stella. Yeah, that would be... I always forget about that, Wendy. I always forget about that. So yeah, there we go. There, let me move my... So you probably will have... If you've used the grid paper that I sent you, it will probably be very messy already from week 1. But here is today's... Oh, I'm a bit skewy now that I've... Here are today's cards. Well, I say cards. Obviously, one I'd made already. So nice little one to ease us into the session. Okay, and it's just lasted just about half an hour, and I've got 16 of you watching, which is fantastic. Now, I want to talk to you about the next round of coffee and card, because I've been in two minds what to do. I didn't really want to do another one with more Christmas cards, because it would start on something like I don't know the date in November, but it would start on something like the 9th of November and it would run almost into mid-December, which is getting quite late for Christmas cards. So I am thinking, well, I think I have decided, of doing, rather than doing coffee and card for the 5 weeks, doing coffee and craft. And I am thinking of doing, instead of cards, each week doing a different Christmas themed item. So my ideas are 1 week a little bag, 1 week a box. So 3D items, 1 week maybe a gift voucher holder. So watch this space, because I'm, and I would love you to feed back to me what you think about that, because obviously that's really important to me. I don't want to do it and then no one want to do it. So I would love your feedback on that. So please do let me know. I would be including a sentiment set and a pack of paper, or half a pack of paper. No, probably a full pack of paper. So yeah, that is the... Yeah, Jill, I think that's... I've got some lovely ideas. I've got like a half cracker box tutorial I could do. Thanks, Karen. It is a funny story, isn't it? I thought we could do a Christmas decoration, things like that. So yes, you will see us on Thursday night. Let me show you next week's card. Next week's card you have seen, because it's one I used to advertise the class. So, and it's one I did a while back when we did the Forever Fern. But next week we're going to use some of your strips of paper, and we are going to do this card next week, which I have to say is one of my favourite styles. So we're going to do the scrappy strippy technique next Tuesday, so please do tune in for that. I am going to do a Facebook Live today. I'll be on at 1:30, so if it's wet and miserable where you are and you want some crafty company, please come and join me over on Facebook at 1:30. And we'll do half an hour, 45 minutes together. Please share what you've made this morning on my group, on the Self-Isolating Crafters. I think I'm going to have to change the name of that at some point. Please do share on there, because it might make other people want to purchase the set, which of course helps me. And watch this space for the next round of coffee and card, round 16, and then of course round 17 would be starting in January, and it would be like new spring summer stuff, which I always look forward to after all the Christmas crafting. So I will see you this afternoon, all being well, on Facebook, and please do come on and say hello on Facebook. And if I don't see you there, then have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you on Thursday night. Thanks for watching. Bye.